Welcome to this week's edition of the Dakota Angler 2-Minute Fishing Report. Well, first off, I want to apologize for my voice. Hopefully it holds out. I got one of those great South Dakota spring colds, but that's what you can expect this time of year. But, one good thing is that weather roller coaster that we've been on this late winter, early spring months has kind of smoothed out a little bit, and that's a few more people to get out and enjoy the water and catch a few fish, especially on more like on Saturday, but more so on Sunday. Sunday was just a great day. Monday and Tuesday, obviously a work week, but still the weather was cooperating. So again, it looks like the weather is going to be more stable as we head into the upcoming weekend, and that should definitely help the bite around the area. Now, as far as the walleye bite is concerned, up in the northeastern part of the state, now Waubay and Bitter just lost all of its ice right now. A few guys were able to catch a few fish from shore up there, casting jigs and minnows. Other lakes included North Rush that produced walleyes, also Dry Lake by Clark, Swan, Clear, as well as Goose. Down in the southeastern part of the state, the lakes that produce walleyes, and I emphasize a few, include Dry Lake by Willow, Thompson, Ponset, Whitewood, 81 Ponds, Madison, Wall Lake, and you have to sort quite a bit there at Wall Lake. And then also Campbell, North Island, Twin, again, remember Twin is the trophy lake, and then also Lake Vermilion. And then also, I should mention, they've been getting a few crappies out of Scott Slough. So if you're looking for something to do like that, other than walleyes, stop out at Scott Slough. Jigs and minnows have been the trick. Now, what has been the tactic that guys have been catching the walleyes? And I will say, especially out at the Missouri River has been doing really well. That shore bite is starting to pick up a little bit, and all they're doing on the shore bite is using a crappie rig, or if after sunset, throwing original floating wraps like I mentioned last week, or hit sticks, so keep that in mind. But again, from the boat, jigs and minnows. A lot of guys have been using the crystallized jigs. This is probably one of the more popular jigs that we sell for the Missouri River. That crystal eye really does make a difference some days, and so again, this works really well. The problem is the supply. The supply is not what we would like. And it's been hard to get, to say the least, but we're hoping to get more here in the coming weeks. But again, right now the supply that we have is pretty good. Now, something else that is new this year, and this is from Acme Kalins. This is the show jig, and very similar to the crystallized, but it's got a and I don't know if you can see it, but it's got quite a bit of glow to it, or more shimmer, shall I say, than normal. It's got some glass eyes, and so that makes it a big difference, and that has been working well at the same time. So again, I think out there right now, jigs and minnows are definitely the trick. Some guys are pulling plugs, but right now, again, I don't think you can go wrong with jigs and minnows. In this week's edition of Todd's Tackle Tips, we're going to talk about going after those spawning walleyes. You know, we don't want to call them pre-spawn. A lot of these walleyes are staging, and they're up in the rocks of the Missouri River, or in some of the structure around area lakes. And how do we target them? And honestly, some of the best ways I've used in my years of fishing has been the crankbaits, and they've come a long ways in recent years. But one of the ones I use a lot, and we talked about it last week, and that's the original floating wrap. This is the purple descent color. I use this a lot out the Missouri River because you're casting in along the rocks. You want to cast parallel to the rocks along the shore, and because that's where the walleyes are going to be spawning. You'll actually hear them splashing at night. You'll see all the eyes glowing, to say the least. But again, the nice thing about the original floating wrap is that if you get snagged, you just tighten up that line and let it go, and that usually will release it, and you don't end up losing the plug. Another one in recent years, this one by Berkeley, this is the hit stick. The nice thing about the hit stick is it has a rattle. The sunset color here has been a very popular color, size 11. But again, it has a nice rattle to it, and maybe you can hear that. But again, it makes it very unique and very popular out not only at the Missouri River, but also area lakes for those spawning walleyes. Now, one of my favorite lures as well as casting is the Rapala X-Wrap. This one here is the hot pink color. And again, it dives a little bit deeper, and so it depends on where you're at. This is a great lure, a great crankbait for lakes. For the Missouri River, I wouldn't necessarily use it along shore because you'll probably get hung up quite a bit. But again, something for those spawning walleyes, and also you can use this throughout the entire summer. Now, the fourth one I'm going to mention is another lure by Rapala, the Shadow Wrap. This one here is the shallow one. And again, this is the purple descent color. Very unique shape and also action, to say the least. So again, I think you can get away with using this out of the Missouri River and also area lakes. The difference is it's maybe a little bit more expensive than what you'd want to use out at the river, especially late at night. But again, a rattle, and not as pronounced as the hit stick, but again, a very, very successful lure, to say the least, not only this spring, but throughout the entire summer. It also comes in the deep version as well, but this time of year you want to stick to the shallow to target those spawning walleyes. So again, there's a number of different tactics that you can use for this time of year, and you can never go wrong with jigs and bobbers, jigs and minnows. Those are also things that will work this time of year. You don't have to be overthinking it too much to target those spawning walleyes. But again, if you go out to the Missouri River, these are the ones that I would use right now, and they can also be used throughout the entire summer at area lakes and rivers. Now it's time to take a look at a few photos that you sent in to me this past week. And remember, folks, if you'd like your photo included in next week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report, all you have to do is send it to me. And you can do that by sending it to todd@dakotaangler.com. And before we end this week's report, folks, I want to invite all of you to their store here at 1120 East Benson Road in Sioux Falls, because the reason why, I'm proud of what we have. I don't think you're going to find a better selection or a larger selection of fishing tackle anywhere in the tri-state area, and that includes box stores. And honestly, what we've always said is that if you can't find it here, you're not going to find it anywhere. So again, please stop on by, take a look at what we have. Let us know what you think as well. If you can't make it to the store, obviously everything that you see on the store floor is on our website at dakotaangler.com, and we greatly appreciate the support that all of you online shoppers give us as well. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to give us a call at 605-336-9132. Well, folks, that's this week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report. For Dakota Angler, I'm the owner, Todd Heitkamp, and as we say around here, fish on! We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. We greatly appreciate it. Stay healthy and always stay safe.